Hey everybody, welcome to Dad, Daughters, and Drinks, where you'll always get at least two of those three. Today we are reacting to Chinchilla 1 to 5, 1 out of 5. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce the name of this song. It's a ratio, it looks like. Maybe it's something else, but that's what I'm going with. It's been out for a few days. I've been away from my computer. I've been unable to get any reactions in, and this came out right before I left. So it was one of the first things I wanted to get to when I got back. So let's go ahead and take a look. It's always a great day when there's a new Chinchilla track. Let's see what we got.
I wish that I could say I can only deal with so much rejection, but that implies I'm gonna leave and I'm too weak, yeah, I'm too weak now.
I have to think about that for a second.
Wish that I could say I can only deal with so much rejection, but that implies I'm gonna leave and I'm too weak, yeah, I'm too weak now.
Her voice is so great. So it sounds like she's basically saying, I'm getting rejection from somebody, and I want to be able to say, like, somebody she's in a relationship with, and I want to be able to say, like, I'm not going to put up with it anymore, but I'm actually too weak of a person to leave, is how I'm hearing that.
I'm hopelessly addicted to the breadcrumbs of your affection.
Oh, how poetic is that? Breadcrumbs of your affection. So it sounds like that's what it is. Someone that's kind of leading her along with just enough affection to keep her involved.
When you send one less kiss than me, it's all out. I'm hopelessly addicted to the breadcrumbs of your affection. When you send one less kiss than me, it's all I read, it's all I read now.
When you send one what? That's all I read?
When you send one less kiss than me, it's all I read, it's all I read now. I say I love you, but you only reply 1 out of 5 times.
Okay, this is like one of those proportional things. So when you send one kiss less than me, that's what she was saying. I got the lyrics in front of me. It's hard for me to see without my glasses on. You send one kiss less than me, and that's all I read. And now you're only responding 1 to 5 on my I love yous.
Say I love you.
Okay.
I say I love you, but you only reply 1 out of 5 times. Like I love you, but I hate you, it's such a fucking fine line. Are you doing it to spite me, yo? Couldn't you say it a little more? Do you really only love sometimes? At a ratio of 1 to 5 is the person I've been fighting for, emotionally unavailable. What have we been so divided by? Love me once, I love you back 5 times.
What's she wearing there? Like a fly hat? It's kind of cool looking. I'm not sure how it fits in on the song, but it is kind of a cool looking fly hat. I wonder if she made that herself. You know, the whole, like, how much I say I love you versus how much, somebody says it back to you is kind of an interesting thing. And, I've heard a couple different ways it's described between men and women, right? Women, I think a lot of times I've heard there's like the love piggy bank or something, and you're constantly having to, put deposits into it. And, over time, it just naturally goes down, maybe pretty quickly even, right? And so you're constantly having to put deposits in. And if it's not full, then she's feeling unloved. Guys, naturally, it's our natural state usually is, I've told you I love you, and if that changes, I'll tell you, right? But other than that, just assume that I love you because I told you I loved you and I haven't told you anything different, right? Now, that's a very, I think for a lot of guys, a natural state to be in. And it takes a certain amount of understanding and I don't want to say practice necessarily. That's not the right word, but maybe experience of being in relationships and understanding that by not filling up the piggy bank with your I love yous and things, that you're actually causing some, emotional hurt, for lack of a better phrase. So yeah, guys, you got to fill up the piggy bank. It may feel a little unnatural if you're not used to it. But it's just what you got to do. The whole, I told you I loved you and I'll let you know if anything changes thing just doesn't really work. Sorry for that, but it's the truth.
I don't know how I get by. Love me once, I love you back 5 times.
Now, that being said, like, relationships aren't a competition. Like, oh, I'm loving you 5 times as much as you're loving me or something. Like, it shouldn't be like that. Like, you love each other and you do different things to show that love for each other. So whether or not she's actually dealing with somebody who's really emotionally available is a different thing than if he's expressing it in other ways, right? And you get into that whole, love language thing or something. All right, maybe whoever she's talking about is actually a perfectly fine guy. He's just not good at verbalizing it or something, right? I'm guessing that's not the case, or she wouldn't be writing a song about it. But I don't know that we have all the facts here.
I don't know how to keep to my own bare minimum boundaries. I hope you never see the truth that I would move no more for you.
I would move my bare minimum boundaries. So she went into the relationship going, oh, you need to love me this amount. I'm sure she didn't have a quantity or something, but there's just kind of this, intuitive, like, if you are the type of person that isn't loving or whatever it is that you're expecting, right? You got to clean up your messes or a ton of different things it could be, right? I have my standards, right? You hear, a lot of times people talk about checking the right boxes or something. And she's basically saying, I love this person so much that if they're not meeting my minimum boundaries, I'll move my minimum boundaries, which I guess, really questions the whole concept of minimum boundaries for this person, but so be it. Interesting way of putting it.
See the truth that I would move no more for you. So I cling onto the secret while you dance in circles around me.
Ooh.
While you dance in circles around me.
Nice.
We both know our circles. So I cling onto the secret while you dance in circles around me. We both know I will make.
And this is live, huh? Interesting. It's an interesting production for a live video.
Around me. We both know I won't make you choose in case you do, in case I lose now.
Well, it's interesting production for a live video for anybody but Chinchilla. I guess it's been a while since I've watched one of those. This is perfectly normal for her.
In case I lose now. I say I love you, but you only reply 1 out of 5 times. Like I love you, but I hate you. It's such a fucking fine line. Are you doing it to spite me? Oh, couldn't you say it a little more?
Now, the 2 thoughts I have going right now are, one, was there any inspiration from Money Game 3 to have these people performing with these masks on? It's kind of what it reminds me of a little bit. And I was also wondering, I guess this is the same piano guy that she had in the live fingers thing as well. I seem to remember it being this kind of red keyboard, but I may be misremembering that because that video had a lot of red in it, so I would naturally think that's what it was.
Couldn't you say it a little more? Do you really only love sometimes? At a ratio of 1 to 5 is the person I've been fighting for. Emotionally unavailable. What have So say I, say I, say I, say I, say I love you. So say I, say I, say I, say I, say I love you. So say I, say I, say I, say I, say I love you. Do you really only love sometimes? Oh. So say I, say I, say I, say I, say I, say I love you.
We're gonna talk about Money Game 3 inspiration. Now there's all of a sudden a string section of people wearing masks playing. Again, I don't know if that's where it came from, but it's certainly what it's reminding me of. And it's one thing that I didn't realize that other people thought like I did as much is when I watched Money Game 3 for the first time and you see the string quartet in the background and all of the reactors, almost 100% of them, like just freaked out. And they're like, oh, I love string sections so much, which is how I feel as well. And so, yeah, it was just an interesting observation that so many other people actually really do like it when strings are thrown in like this.
Love sometimes. Oh. So say I, say I, say I, say I, say I, say I love you, say I love you. Oh, say I, say I, oh, say I love you. Do you really only love sometimes? Sometimes I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. So say I, say I, say I, say I, say I love you. Do you really only love sometimes?
One thing I liked about that ending section is it really highlights how powerful she can be, like in terms of singing loudly, but also singing quietly in a pretty short, space.
Say I, say I,
Like this
say
transition
I,
right here.
Say I, say I love you. Do you really only love sometimes?
Mwah. Interesting ending. That was really cool. It's funny I see the Joe Sparks thing down here. I bet he had a field day with the cinematography on that one in a way that I couldn't. But the thing that strikes me almost more than anything about that song is with Chinchilla, usually it's all about like girl power and kicking ass and whatever. And so this is, I think, a rare view into her being, vulnerable about how she feels in relationships. And who knows, feeling this way in relationships may be what ends up getting her into situations where she needs to kind of go into, post-breakup kick-ass mode. Maybe they're related. But I imagine as much as everybody loves, kind of the kick-ass girl power stuff that she usually does, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be able to relate to the feelings that she's, kind of expressing in the song. So I think it's cool that she's showing a different side than we normally see. And it's a side that I think a lot of people will be able to relate to. I mean, musically, this was great, right? One of her slower songs that I've heard, and, but still very powerful vocally. The lyrics, I think, were pretty cool and straightforward. I like this. I like the song a lot. And 2 thumbs up. And I think that's it for me. Got a bunch of reactions I got to catch up on. So thank you all for being here, and I will see you all again on the next one. Take care. Bye.